Hello, my name is Jared Ludlow, Publications Director at the BYU Religious Studies Center, your weekly resource for gospel scholarship. Today I'd like to share a couple of articles that can accompany your Come Follow Me reading for September 23rd through 29th, 3 Nephi 8 through 11. The first is called Geological Upheaval and Darkness in 3 Nephi 8 through 10. It's by Alvin K. Benson, a former professor of geophysics and geology at BYU, and comes from a volume the RSC published called The Book of Mormon, 3 Nephi 9 through 30, This is My Gospel. And in this he points out that prophets repeatedly warned the Nephites and Lamanites of judgments that would come at the time of Christ's crucifixion, such as destruction and darkness. As with all prophecies of the Lord, fulfillment of the Nephite prophecies came with total and unerring certainty. When the Master, hanging on the cross just outside Jerusalem, gave up his life, the American continent experienced great calamities. And then he spends quite a bit of time talking about geological phenomena that might give us a possible analysis of the events in 3 Nephi 8 through 10. So things like the fire, the lightning, the ash, darkness, and vapor smoke, all can be explained through geological phenomena. So here's some of his conclusion. The geological upheaval and physical changes described in 3 Nephi 8 through 10, which destroyed much of the Nephite nation, could easily have been caused by a gigantic earthquake with attendant storms, volcanic activity, and aftershocks of incredible proportions. The similarities in the descriptions of other documented catastrophes, such as the Mount St. Helens disaster in 1980, to the geological upheaval and darkness recorded in 3 Nephi 8 through 10 are striking. Most aspects of the geological changes in 3 Nephi can be accommodated by modern earthquake models through the theory of plate tectonics and the very nature of earthquake and volcanic activity typical of South and Central America, which is consistent with a whole set of phenomena recorded in 3 Nephi 8 through 10. Modern geophysical and geological theories support the 3 Nephi events as realities, and not, as some critics report, fabricated myths. The second article is called When Did Jesus Visit the Americas? It's by S. Kent Brown, a retired religion faculty member from BYU, and comes from a volume the RSC published called From Jerusalem to Zarahemla, Literary and Historical Studies of the Book of Mormon. And here's a few points from his article. Conflicting views exist about when Jesus appeared to his New World disciples. Did he appear directly after his ascension to the Father? Some believe that his appearance followed the 40 days with the disciples in Palestine, while others believe that an entire year had passed after the resurrection before he appeared in the Americas. In seeking a solution to the question, among these three different theories, we must first review the passages in 3 Nephi that seem to chronicle the relative timing of Jesus' death and subsequent visit. The first passage informs us that in the 34th year, in the first month, on the 4th day of the month, there arose a great storm, which brought the destruction and period of darkness. That's in 3 Nephi 8:5. So in dealing with all these chronometrical statements in the Book of Mormon, nothing has so far impelled us to abandon the literal meaning of Mormon's statement concerning the ending of the 34th year. So here's some of his conclusion. The cumulative evidence reviewed in this article weighs in the direction of the Savior having come to the Nephites only after a substantial period of time. That period must have extended well into the latter half of the year, presumably between October and April, if we correctly understand Mormon's chronological notations concerning the timing of both the destruction and the manifestation of the Savior. In terms of the internal evidence from the text, the heft of the documentation suggests that life had returned to some level of normalcy. This conclusion derives from a series of notations in the text, including remarks that, after the first day of the Lord's ministry, people returned home and discussed the events of that day with friends, and that bread and wine were readily available at Jesus' request. Thus, Mormon's chronological note that the risen Jesus appeared in the ending of the 34th year is confirmed by particulars connected with Jesus' first day among Nephites and Lamanites in the Americas.